There we go. Anyway, I should just say "pow" right in the kisser. But anyway, hello everyone,
Right.
and welcome to another DaraChat. My name is Dara Moose, or Dara for short, because I know how some of you people are. Haha, you're funny. Haha, I get your joke, but that's not how it's said. So you can say Dara, that works too. But anyway, welcome aboard, good sir. Nice for you to join this voyage. I should.
Good to be here.
I feel like I should be like, and this is your captain speaking. We're about to go on a ride of your lifetime. Make sure you have your seatbelts on because there will be turbulence of awesome. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. No, I feel like I have to do that, but thank you for coming on. Obviously, of course, I can see why you have the username because you
Yeah.
are bearded and you are a
That's
nurse and you are a
yes.
dad. So
Indeed.
that's that writes itself. That writes
Right.
itself, to be honest.
Self-explanatory.
People say when people look at you like, what's your name again? It's like, don't ask. It's here's the name tag right here. So, but I mean, is that like, would you ever do it like that? Have your username is just be like, well, I guess you can't because if you're in a hospital, you have to have your real name, so that wouldn't work.
Right.
But yeah, but like, how long have you been a nurse?
July was my 5 years anniversary since passing my NCLEX. So
What's that?
that's the NCLEX is the state exam you take to get your license after you go through the nursing program. So
Oh, okay, because I
yeah.
know. Of course, I mean, many of it usually is a female going in to be nursing. Like that was like CMA or something like that. I can't remember.
Oh, that's a certified medication aid, or there's certified nurse aid, a CNA. Yeah, those
Yeah,
are
seeing.
those are maybe like a 8 week course or a 6 week, 16 week course, and then you take a paper test and you're done. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's a whole lot of other stuff with being a nurse. And I'm a LPN, which is half of an RN. So I have a whole another year of schooling that I'm actually starting this fall, actually this
mm,
month,
mm,
um, going back to school to get my RN. So
mm.
take some prerequisite courses this semester, next semester, and then hopefully next fall I'll get into the program to finish up. So
Oh, that's pretty nice. I mean, I have a family member who is a former nurse, and so it's always interesting when it's like she does. I mean, she doesn't work for a hospital. She works for something else. But
mhm.
it's always interesting, like ask her a question, and she may have the idea of. But I mean, I wouldn't say it's an easy gig because you do a lot of things that I would most likely just throw up back because my
It takes a certain kind of person, yes.
my constitution is low uh in that regard. Like I can't. No. I there was a what was it? It was like a Ripley's Believe It or Not, like on TV a long time ago. Oh, there was a story about. I'm trying to remember it. It was a story about a guy who had like it was something about he answered the door. There was someone at his door and he answered it. And somewhere along the way, this guy he had answered it to had just taken a serrated blade and just right into his head.
Mm.
Um, I was young and I almost passed out from that one. He lived. He lived. I heard a similar story where someone had like a railroad spike in his head, but like. That's how you know I have a weak constitution, is even those stories get me sick. So, but
Gotcha. Yeah.
yeah, it's a crazy thing. But no, I mean it's
Yeah.
well appreciated because there aren't. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of male nurses, at least.
Oh yeah. In my graduating class, I was out of 30, one of two guys. So all the rest
Wow.
were female. Yeah.
And
And then at the hospital I work at on my unit, there's maybe two other guys. One's on day shift, one's on night shift with me. So yeah, it's still majority female. So
I mean, my question to you is that because I mean, again, like you said, it's majority female, but like, why? why become a nurse then?
Um, let's see. I was pushed towards it when back in gosh, originally back in '09,
Oh,
I was working aircraft manufacturing, and I got laid
oh,
off.
oh,
And my aunt, who's a RN,
mm,
told me, "Hey, go try the CNA course."
mm,
And it's like it gets your foot in the door, and it kind of shows you like about the caring for people, and I loved it. And back then, I got my CNA license. Then I got my CMA.
mm,
Worked that for a couple years, and my first attempt going to nursing school. I got in. I ended up failing out second
mm.
semester. At this around the same time, my first child was born. He was born
Oh, wow.
premature, and we had
Mm,
uh, my then wife had some complications and had to have her gallbladder removed afterwards, and wasn't didn't have any benefits for money, basically money issues,
mm,
and I had to keep working full time while I was going to school, and so I ended up failing out because I couldn't study enough. So then I went
mm,
back into working aircraft another 7 years and went back to school, and then of course
mm,
graduated the second time, and I'm so glad I'm not working aircraft anymore. After two knee surgeries, shoulder
mm.
surgery, and then more recent back surgery, um,
Oh,
I'm glad I'm not in that field anymore.
wow.
Yeah, I had
That's
injured my back like 12 years ago working aircraft, and uh,
mm,
yeah, it was that was rough. And it's like when you pull your back out,
mm.
it's so easy to pull it afterwards. Like
Oh, yeah.
anytime you just feel it and you know it's coming. It's like, oh, I'm down for the day.
Yeah, that's gotta be rough, though, but, like, getting pieces of you replaced at that point, like,
Well, I
I
mean, they
mm,
were more of like um, maintenance surgeries, not like a replacement. Like my knees
okay.
were, they were both. Well, all of them were really scope, except for my back was a little more open. But my knees, they had to go in and smooth my kneecap because it was like they called it runner's knee. So it was
Mm.
like anytime I'm walking or running, my kneecap would have pulled one way or another, causing chronic pain. So uh,
Ugh.
those were, yeah, it was like a 2 weeks recovery after that. But it wasn't too bad. Shoulder was the constant drilling and riveting. Had
Ugh.
bone spurs right at my collar, but where my collarbone meets my shoulder, so they had to physically go in and shave the bone down, and that was a long process of healing.
Ugh.
And then more recent, when my back, with my back surgery, it was what started it was my right leg was starting to go numb. Like I'd have like
Mm.
a kind of like a foot drop where I wouldn't pick my foot up,
Oh.
and then sometimes I have like some lightning pain shooting down my leg. So all the symptoms of a pinched nerve, and that's what it was. So they had to go
Ugh.
in and basically shave a piece of the spine off to relieve the pressure off of that what do you call it, the nerve, and
Yeah.
also the disc. They had to partially remove some of the that little cushion disc space because it was pushing also onto the nerve. So yep,
Ugh.
that was well, I think I had a lifting restriction of 3 months, and my job couldn't accommodate my lifting restriction, so I was off work for 3 months.
Mm.
But that short term disability pay was not enough.
Yeah.
So
Usually from some stores it never is, but like the regard of that, like I mean I don't I lift heavy things, but I don't do in the regard of like, airplane craft or whatnot, but like that's just a recipe for its own disaster after a
right.
while. But well, good. I mean, good for you for at least moving out of it and
Oh
onto
yeah.
something else.
The
So,
key thing is with any surgery, especially when you have a joint replacement.
mm,
Well, being like with the areas I've been working, I've worked like ortho spine, where people with post back surgery, knee surgery, neck surgery, whatnot. Like the best thing you can do is get to moving. Like the longer
Yeah.
you sit there after surgery, it stiffens up and it's far worse for you down the road. So,
Yeah. Gotta get your joints moving. That's why
mhm.
that's why I think for people, walking is one of the easiest things to do because, you know how it is for like every year at the beginning of it where people are like New Year's Eve revolution or New Year's resolution, all that stuff.
Like the meme where it's like January 1st, the gym is packed with people.
Mm,
January 2nd, it's totally empty.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I know it, and it is very true. Sometimes it takes a little longer. Sometimes it takes to like February,
Right.
depending on. But Feral Housewife. Oh my. Hello, Farrell. How are you doing? Um, but
Hey.
sometimes it's just like what you said. It's like the day after they're done because they thought it would be an easy process, and
Hmm.
it isn't. Like I've been on, like for myself, I've been on trying to get healthier and lose weight because I'm classified as overweight by their standards. But
And I'm classified as obese. So,
we're all in this together.
right.
But also the factor of like I am because of my situation, I have high cholesterol, and so I have to take statins for that sort of stuff. And so one of the ways of me being able to get off that is I have to lose weight. At least that's the term set by my doctor. So I'm trying to
Yeah.
lose weight and stuff, and I have a I have like one of those special like scales, and it connects to your phone and stuff, and then I can put the weight on there. It's like it just makes it easier. It's like nope,
Oh yeah.
done. But yeah, health. There are simple basic steps anyone could start with. It's just continuing. It's being persistent about it. Really, um,
Consistency is key. Yep.
consistency. That's right. And it's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing, especially if you're so used to like being able to do whatever you want, or as you were younger, you didn't have to worry about it much. But now that you're older, you're like, I am
Oh
not
man.
losing as I am not as busy as I was, and I'm starting to look like Violet from
All
Willy
right.
Wonka.
Violet, you Violet.
Violet, you're turning violet, Violet. What? I
Yeah.
can't understand you. She'll get it soon
Yeah.
enough.
Man, I've been up and down the last few years with my weight. Like right after my divorce,
Mm.
I started keto,
Oh.
and I did keto and combined it with that Couch to 5K app. Like I was never a runner before,
Mm.
but that app it says it'll help you basically from sitting on the couch to running a 5K nonstop in 8 weeks.
Mm.
Um, in my case, I did it in 10 because I redid some
Nice.
weeks because it was rough, but I
Mm.
did it. And in those 3 months, 2.5 months, I lost 45 pounds. And then I went back to school to become a nurse, gained it all back and then some. So yeah, that's hence why consistency is key.
Yep. And Feral Housewife says, "Couch to 5K almost killed me." Wow. Cool.
Oh
Sheesh.
yeah, I feel that. Yep.
No, I've never heard of the app, but I've been doing um like intermittent fasting to the
Oh, that
regard
definitely
of
works.
well, and then I've been trying to do stuff like carnivore, but that's a different aspect of things. And just
Mhm.
eating at home more, just like the basic of eating at home more is a lot better
Oh yeah.
than eating out. But again, health in its own right is a difficulty because um, eh, I just think people see it as something that can be easily achieved, but it requires a form of patience and consistency and
Oh yeah.
perseverance because I think people don't realize how the older you get, the more stubborn it gets.
Hmm.
Um, or the older you get, the harder it gets to lose weight as you would once do, if that makes
Right.
sense.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Uh,
I'm turning 40 in November, so
oh,
um,
congratulations.
yes. I know like the older you get, the less calories you actually have to consume to
Mm,
get by your day.
mm,
But everybody has their same appetite, and some people have more of an
yeah,
appetite than others. Hence, why I am
yeah.
bigger.
That's why they didn't invite me back to Golden Corral again. But anyway,
Right.
they said he had the whole buffet. What the hell?
Right. I did see at a Chinese buffet they had an hour and a half sit down limit. They actually had a
Mm.
time where you had to be out of there by, and I've never seen that before.
Well, no, they like there are some like, hey, Ricky, but there are places in like Japan where they have restaurants where you get a limited time, and it's like 90 minutes or 60 minutes or whatever,
Hmm.
because it's about because people loiter and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and if it gets real busy, they want to be able to turn that over because it's a business, they want to profit, that sort of thing.
Right.
Um, but that's just an outsider view that I'm not a business person, so I don't know. But yeah, I kind of think it's that regard.
Right. He says,
You
"You've been here 4 hours. You eat all the food."
all the food. That's right. Eat all the food. And I don't really go back. Like I've been to a Chinese restaurant before, but like I don't really go back to them because it feels like I don't know. There's some kind of, I don't want to say cheapness to it, but there's some kind of off about it. I don't
It
know. I don't know
really
how best to
it
describe it.
really depends on how they run it too. Because I live in Wichita, and
Oh,
we have, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 different um, Asian restaurants, maybe that have seen like about at least 4 or 5 buffets,
mm,
and 2 of them I will still go to because the quality is actually good.
that's good.
So
That's pretty awesome. Because those are a rare find because they usually seem like Chinese restaurants and all this stuff. They seem to just pop up and it's really just about get you in and get you out, basically.
well, yeah, one place I know that's closed now. Back when I first went there, one of their options was it was chicken nuggets, but
Uh,
me as who was someone who had worked at McDonald's for
yeah.
2.5 years, or no, 3 years back in high school, I know what old chicken nuggets look and taste like, and they were literally reheated chicken nuggets from McDonald's that they were serving at the Chinese buffet.
Why does this taste like McDonald's? What's going
Right.
on here?
Oh
Oh my
man.
goodness. And I can't even have McDonald's anymore because it's just something about.
It's yeah, we shouldn't eat it, but it's cheap and easy, sadly.
Well, it's something about, I don't know if it's the fries or something about it, but like the food itself is just, it gives me it gives me a bad sort of headache. Like I just
Yeah.
so I
Well,
can't do it anymore.
if you look up
It's
the process of how they make their fries, if if the guys that are spraying the pesticides onto the potato plants are wearing full on suits, then there's some kind of
Mhm.
issue.
When they look like hazmats, that's when you know.
Literally, yeah.
And Farrell says all ours are cheap and like mobbish kind of money laundering feels. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You do have to be careful where you eat the buffet. Somewhat terrible. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. You have to like. Well, sometimes you have to go for the first time and see, but
Right.
like at a certain point, you're like, no, I'm not doing that.
And that
And it's
MSG, oh man, I don't know if you have anything called emperors around your area. I'm sure it's a something national chain, but there's an emperors that I go to. I've only gone twice, and I when I ordered their teriyaki chicken, about 30 minutes after we leave, my hands are starting to go numb and itching, and then the itchiness starts going down my arms, and it's like I tried it a second time, thinking maybe it was a fluke. No, exact same symptoms. So it was like I don't go there
wow.
anymore.
Yeah, that's rough. It's like, huh? Why do I feel like I'm already having a heart attack? What is going
Right,
on
right,
here? Oh, I didn't. Oh my gosh, I didn't know I look like a limp noodle. What is this? But
right.
yeah, no, fast food is like. I mean, I still dabble, probably more than I should. But like eating at home is like earlier, it's more better to do so. And a lot of people feel like it's more hard work than it is. But like I put it this way, like you could spend 10 to 15 minutes going through a drive-through or longer depending on what's going on, or you could go home and get that done within the 10 to 15 minutes.
Right. It's just like
So
dieting. It's like you need to meal prep, and it's like if you get your groceries for the week, if you set up what you're going to have for the week, get what
mm,
you need, then you're already
mm,
set. You just do the setup at home. That's it.
yeah. Yeah, I used to do that, but I'm like, do I want to spend my Sunday doing this? Not really.
Oh man, when I was on my keto diet, I would make a big batch of something and then make it last for the week. Just since
Wow.
when I didn't have my kids with me when they were with their mom, um,
Mm,
like I would have individual meals made out for me, um, or I would do that for one week, or the next week I would do like a big meal in the beginning of the week, and then the middle of the week do another big meal,
mm,
and then kind of alternate them
yeah.
for leftovers. And yeah, so I mean, I do have some recipes still from when I did that. There, I made a what was it? A crock pot orange chicken,
Oh.
and it was very low carb, and it was very good.
Mm, nice. And look, he's got his own recipe book. It's called Kung Pao's Palace of Awesome. Uh,
Right?
they put that meth in the chicken. Yeah, oh, I believe it. And
Mexican chicken.
Mexican food is always good. Yes, yes, it is.
Oh
And
yeah,
sometimes it's pretty cheap.
yeah,
But do be careful how much you ingest. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's one of those things where health is a big priority, and I will tell you this though, with RFK being part of that whole ordeal with the what is it, the health, whatever department it is, it has been an interesting time in seeing some products by companies go in a more natural way, right?
right. Like some
Um,
some companies switching back to beef tallow for frying instead of vegetable oil and peanut oil and stuff like that. It's
Steak and
better.
shake, baby.
Yeah.
Steak and shake. You get more of the farts though. I will tell you
Oh
that you
man,
will
I,
get more.
I haven't had steak and shake in a while, but it's good.
Oh yeah. Oh definitely. Um, but no, it's been interesting. So Doritos, right? Doritos has started to put out like naked dye or what do they call it, NDK or NKD or something like that, chips, right? They
Hmm.
take the dyes out and all this stuff, and it's been interesting. And same with the Cheeto ones. They have new Cheeto ones. I have begun seeing Lay's make their chips with olive oil or avocado
Oh
oil,
yeah, yeah.
which has been like an interesting factor because usually those kind of chips are like sunflower oil or however it is, seed oil
Hmm.
stuff, but they've begun to do that. And so it's been an interesting factor to see, like, whereas before companies would do on a profit scale, but you got prebiotic soda coming out of the works pretty much everywhere at this point.
Yeah,
um
yeah. One
it's
thing I was just sorry. I was gonna say one thing I did like when Trump was running and saying he was gonna have RFK, and because he was a big advocate for talking about how all these big companies, they putting them side by side for when they with the product for Americans, and when they have like products for like Japan or other countries, the there's a totally different product. Like
mhm,
because we have so many chemicals they use in our food here in America that are
yeah.
banned in almost all other countries. It's like
Mhm,
we're like a freaking science experiment,
yep, I believe it.
and
And
I've been kind of disappointed in how much that they haven't forced them companies to change because of all the
mhm,
chemicals. They really should be banning all those chemicals just like the other countries have. Because they literally already make the product. I would have, what I was thinking, they should have been like, hey, you've got 1 year to switch all your factories to do all your product the same way you do for the other countries. They could have done it.
yeah,
I feel.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Farrell says even Doritos has new chips out that are allowed in my house. Good, congratulations. Yeah, still not that great for you, but even the healthier stuff is it's a small inch, right? It's a small centimeter of improvement. Um, because at the end of the day, with having stuff like Pepsi, right? I've seen Pepsi come out and now they're making their own prebiotic soda. There's still some things
Yeah.
in there because I use an app called Yuka, Yuka,
Uh,
and it allows you. So what you could do is you can go to a grocery store and you can scan the barcode of food items. Oops, I'll just show you what it is. So right there, you see that carrot
oh
right
yeah, yeah,
there.
yeah.
That's Yuka, and inside you can see like you can scan stuff and you could see the importance of like is it good, is it bad? You get to see the ingredients of why it's good or
That's
bad and stuff.
awesome. I might have to download
Yeah.
that.
It's free to use. They do have like a yearly thing where you can pay for a premium yearly, like 10 is the lowest and 50 is the highest,
Oh
but
yeah,
you do get some extra stuff out of it. But yeah, it's very helpful because it will tell you the ingredients within, and I think people could use that sort of again going back to health, right? Like using the tools that are out there to help you. Um, but yeah, it's just been an experience with that. So seeing like Pepsi go out there and make prebiotic soda, we'll see if
Mhm.
it reaches Coca Cola. Yeah, I don't know if it'll ever.
Right. I don't know.
But again, going back to that, it's very interesting that now he's been in there for quite some time, and now we're seeing companies finally making products that are free from the dyes. Like I heard M&M is coming out with natural dyed food.
Yeah.
I believe the red and blue are kind of like colors they haven't gotten right yet, so
Uh,
those are kind of be exempt.
that made me
But
think of back to fast food. One
yeah.
fast food chain that has really kind of avoided using extra chemicals was Burger King. Like when I think what I'm trying to remember what promotion they had, but it had like a purple bun for their
Hmm.
burger, and they used
Oh.
beets to naturally color.
Oh.
Oh, Wednesday. It was the Wednesday promotion for the Wednesday show. They
Ah,
they
yeah,
made
Wednesday
those
burger.
purple buns, and they used beets, so it's a natural coloring.
Yeah. Yep. And it's nice to see. Now, obviously, of course, there's the cost and all that stuff, but like reaching back to like Steak and Shake, they have been just growing that with their company. Like again, the first part was the beef tallow. Now, like
Mhm.
the even the hamburgers, even the like all that stuff is just getting that sort of deep end thing. And you would think like, oh, if Steak and Shake's going to do it, then why wouldn't McDonald's or something like that? But
Right? They're the huge corporations that only care about profits.
yeah,
and
which is
and
a okay.
sorry, go ahead.
No, no, you're fine.
I was gonna tie it into like healthcare because like I won't mention who I work for, but
Of
um,
course.
I work for a major hospital corporation that owns hundreds of hospitals nationwide,
Mm,
and left and right over the last almost 4 years I've worked for them, the
mm,
quality of the medical equipment we use, it's definitely gone down. And
mm,
like they use the cheapest of the cheap toilet paper and paper towels.
mm,
They with like IVs, the IV needles, they've like downgraded the quality of those because they go to a cheaper one, and then they have like some rep that would show us how to use it, and it's like this is crap.
yeah.
Like I already suck at doing IVs, to be honest, but
Uh-oh.
I would get used to this one type of needle when I finally get the hang of it, and then like,
Mm.
oh hey, we're switching needles, and it's like son of a biscuit.
You dirty son of a bit.
Right.
Um, no, that sucks though because it is a sort of thing like that's probably one of the biggest things of us is our own healthcare system where you got Medicare and then you've got all this stuff and it's just like you'd see posts on X where people are posting their medical bill and it's like even with insurance at times it's like still thousands of dollars and I'm just
Oh
like
man. Yeah.
what if you have like 20, 2,000 people using the same machine, you would think that'd be paid off, and so that would lessen that bill, but, like,
Hmm.
they keep charging the high end, and I'm just like,
The
What?"
biggest cost in healthcare is the overhead, like the not overhead, but the um, administration
Mhm,
and like all the bigwigs. They're taking a larger cut
mhm,
from the people who actually do the work,
yeah,
and it's been like that for almost every company, especially the last 15-20 years. Like CEOs pays would increase every year, even though their employees they were like, oh, we can only give you a 2% raise this year, so would be another 65 cents for the year,
65 cents, yeah,
literally.
it's just one of those things where, like, eh, yeah, I don't know, it's sort of just cheating out people who need help, and I'm not talking like the people who come into an emergency room and like just use the services of whatever, because I know you can't be denied
Oh yeah.
uh yeah, in ER, but thank you, Reagan. But the problem of it still is like, even if you have insurance, like it shouldn't still cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like my sibling had a baby, but they had to be in the NICU for a while because it was a bit of a preemie like yours,
Hmm.
and so it ended up costing them. I don't know if she said like it was like $500,000 or something like that. Like it
Dang.
was pretty, it was pretty close to that remark. Um, but the issue of it is though, is like that doesn't help in having like there are many problems that we have that have led to why people don't have more kids, why dating is such a thing or whatever else stuff,
Oh yeah.
and the pricing of just medical alone is another issue where like, well, why would I have a kid when it costs me almost $100,000 to have them? Like at that point, I might as well just not have one,
Right.
right? Like that's one issue that can be used or an excuse. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. When my firstborn, when he was born, he was in the NICU for 10 days. He was born 6 weeks early.
Mm,
Um, he had to be on a BiPAP for a little bit, and
mm,
then he had to do some light therapy to get his bilirubin up. And um, but I saw um the total cost. I looked them up for my ex. Her portion was 95,000, and
oh,
she was only there for 3 or 4 days after her C-section.
mm,
My son's bill was 145,000. Um, so, uh, but our portions, because we were on her insurance at the time, there was what was it, a $2,000 deductible.
mm,
You had a $2,000 deductible, and then after that, it was like 70/30. You would pay 30%, they'd pay 70. But since my ex was discharged before
mm,
my son, they hit us
yeah,
with two $2,000 deductibles,
mm,
one for each of them. So the
mm,
total out of pocket, I think it was ended up close to 25-30,000. Yeah, of course we had ended up filing bankruptcy and not having to pay it, but but and even that was even 13 years ago. Even today, I
jeez.
know there's like record number of people filing bankruptcy nowadays. But it's because everybody's living on their credit cards because of the cost of everything.
Well, yeah, yeah, and I think it was like I can't remember, but like I remember hearing someone say like it's better if you didn't have insurance because then you could do better deals with the hospital, but even then it still would cost you quite a bit. Like
Right.
it's almost like insurance screws you over more than just being over on your own and talking to the hospital directly like I'd like to make a deal sort of
Right.
thing.
Like
Um
the cost, I can't remember how much it was on her payroll for family coverage. I'm guessing it was one of the cheaper plans that she had set up. So that,
mm,
of course, the deductible was more. My plan that I'm on at the hospital I work at,
mm,
um, I'm paying. a little more, but I have no deductible.
Mhm.
So like when I had my back surgery, I had my 250 hospital copay, and that was it. I didn't have to pay
Mm.
anything else. Like I'm paying a higher premium each paycheck, but it covers a lot more. So
That's the same sort of plan I have because so what they do is they call it a select and choice plan is what my business calls it,
mm,
and so the one I can't remember which one it is, but there's one that has the health account. What does they call that? The
there's a
HFA?
well,
What is?
there's a flex spending account and then there's a health spending account.
Yeah, HSA. That's right.
Yeah,
Health
HSA.
spending account. Yeah, and Farrell says as an insurance agent, health insurance is a scam.
Oh, indeed.
Yeah. Well, and again, it's like I understand that equipment at a hospital costs almost, over hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like it's not cheap stuff. I'm sure an MRI costs like $500,000 just to have,
hmm
and then you make that back by how many people you have use it and all this stuff. But
Oh
like,
man, they use that thing around the clock.
I believe it. That's probably
Yeah,
why it wears
especially
out so
at the
much.
hospital.
Yeah, probably
And
why it
speaking
wears
of,
out so much.
sorry, I said speaking of the hospital, they're spending all this money on this equipment, and which, yeah, like you can, they use it on maybe a month's worth of patients and it'd be paid off. But with seeing the company I work for, their stock has been like record profits,
Uh-huh.
but yet they only want to give everybody like a 1.5 or 2% raise. It seems kind of like bull butter.
Well, and that's another problem too is having a hospital being a public stock. Like once
Right.
once you put a company out there like that, they're now beholden to shareholders. And what do shareholders care about most? They care about the profit. And like,
Yep.
don't get me wrong, I'm a shareholder of like Rumble and stuff, but my issue is that I kind of like I'm very low on the low end, but like I can understand why some people want, if you're a shareholder, you want to see the company do well, you want to see it make money, but when you start putting it in things that are unnecessary, like healthcare is a necessity to some degree. It's because some people have issues that are out of their control, right? Like some people are born with diabetes, some people are born with bones issue like yourself,
Right.
so you have things that they can't control, and so you need that kind of health care for, like, it's just incredible. And then sometimes people are idiots, and that's why they
Right.
have insurance.
Right. Like, gosh, there was I had a friend I knew. Her daughter was 9 years old and then was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at 9 years old.
Oh,
And it's like she had, they just went to Olive Garden and then they were going shopping, and it's just she wasn't feeling good.
yeah,
She was kind of like very weak, very
yeah,
lethargic, and
yeah,
they took her to get checked out. They didn't think of it being, like a blood sugar issue because she's never had diabetes, and they're like, well, let's go
mhm,
ahead and check her blood sugar anyway because they did a blab draw. Her blood sugar was like 1,600, and your normal blood sugar range is supposed to be 70 to 110. She was 1,600.
wow,
Yeah. So apparent,
that's
and then yeah, so she's an adult now.
that's good.
But she's ever since then it was like she she was what, 12 or 13, uh,
Hmm.
giving herself insulin with every meal, checking her blood sugars like an adult would, and
Yeah.
it's like it's just the seeing that someone with type 1 diabetes, like they didn't even, it's not like something that like they ate themselves into, kind of like type 2,
Yeah.
but um it's it's something that medical insurance should cover 100% no matter what, because they need
Mm,
it to live. It shouldn't
yeah.
cost them a dime,
Right.
you
I
know?
mean, well, and the companies that make the product, it shouldn't cost like, tens of thousands of dollars just for it to be made. Like at a certain point, like people can go to Mexico and get better deals for doctoral stuff than it is
Right.
in the U.S. And that says you have to go to a country filled with cartel in order to get a better deal on your hospital bill. That is insane.
Oh, and get this. So my dog, his name is Floyd.
Yeah,
He's turning 9 this
yeah,
December, and then
mm,
back in March, he started having accidents around the
mm,
house. Like we tried to figure out what was going on. I thought he had a UTI. Um,
mm,
I went to it was like kind of like a urgent care vet. They
mm,
wanted $1,200 just to test his blood and urine, and I was like, no,
mm,
I think you just give me the meds. I think it's a UTI, and we'll call it a day. Of course,
mm,
$270 for the visit and the meds. Um, he was doing fine for a week. A couple weeks later, he was doing it again. So I took him to a normal vet,
yeah,
and found out he's diabetic. So I have a diabetic dog, which I didn't even think of that could happen. Being even working
yeah,
medical field, I never thought of a dog having diabetes, but um, and I was like, oh my god, how much is this going to cost? But
yeah,
the vet was like, hey, you just go to Walmart, tell them you need this insulin for your dog. You don't need a prescription, and you don't have to run it through insurance. It's a 1 month vial. It was like basically it was like 1,000 units in it. And I
mm,
usually give them like 15 units with each meal, like
yeah,
breakfast and dinner. $25. And I looked at the label. It is the exact same insulin people buy. It's people insulin, and it's only $25 without
interesting.
insurance. Yeah, it's literally the same bottle. It's
Wow.
called Novolin. It's called Novolin N. It's a mixture of fast acting insulin and long acting. So it's like kind of like a medium range kind of speed of acting. So if how you would call it,
Mm,
but it's literally I didn't have to have a prescription, didn't have to run through insurance. $25 for a 1 month supply of insulin for a dog, just because I said it was for a dog. But
yeah,
it's the exact same package as somebody would buy if they did use that kind of insulin for themselves. It's it,
crazy.
yeah. I went to Walmart and it was only $25. That blew my mind.
That is crazy. But yeah, I mean, it's just like that's why it's so good to be in the preventative state because it's just a mess of a system we have to deal with, and I don't think many people want many people. I think many people don't understand it, but also don't understand the cost of getting it changed.
Hmm.
Because there's like if you want to get like again we can share and shout about all the stuff that's wrong with the medical industry, but to change it, that's a whole nother ball game. I think many people just aren't ready to do the work for because that would be such an overhaul.
Oh yeah,
It would. It's not an impossibility. Let's put that right where it is. But like it is such a difficult climb that it would take probably years for it to get cleaned up and stuff like because we're so used to what we have, and when you're
right,
so used to what you have to change not only the way the system works, but you have to change the mindset of how people work within that system.
right. It's I will say they have way too many people in upper administration compared to people working the floor, or they have too much money tied up into that, I should say. Um, for one, but well, back to what you were saying before, with hospitals being on a stock, it's like
Yeah,
their profit margins are their number one thing over patients. It's pretty sad, and it's
profits.
yeah, profits over
Yeah,
people.
yeah, profits over patients. Well, and the funny thing too is how like how corporate speak they get about it to the public, right? Like they'll say, "We're here for the people. We're here for you," all that
Mm,
sort of thing, and you're just like, Is there a mic here? Because my mic drop is that's not true.
Right.
Um, because I think the easiest thing to point out, well, if you believe that's the case, I would point you their stock ticker, and
Hmm.
this is their stock ticker, and you can look at their price and whatever. And this is the thing I was talking to Fatal yesterday. He's like, Fatal was, he's investing and stuff, and one of the things he
Hmm.
talked about, like, invest if you have an your utility company is on the stock, invest in that or whatever, because that could pay you back depending on. But like, it's such a double-edged sword with that manner, because you just it shouldn't be that way, but it is, and that's the gist of it. It shouldn't,
Right.
but it is.
Yeah.
Who's going to change it?
Right. And how do we change it?
Yeah,
um,
that's
Man, like, and on the on those terms about profit margins and uh, like back when 80s or 90s when they overhauled healthcare and
mm,
um, where they deemed the medical decisions not by the doctor but by a medical board or by um, or no, by the insurance company. Like the insurance company, they get to approve or deny like a surgery or a cancer treatment,
mm,
and there's so many things wrong with that, and it's been
mm,
much more apparent in the last few years. Of course, especially like the guy who like Luigi guy who shot the who was it? I can't remember the CEO's name, but I think it was of United Healthcare. Yeah, where
yeah.
he did that because
Oh,
his mom was
Luigi,
going
yeah.
over the yeah, where he the way they denied his mom's I think it was cancer treatment, but
Mm,
it's that's kind of like a wake up call for them, and um, that's another big issue we have is they shouldn't be making that decision, especially with how wrong they've got it a lot lately. You know?
yeah. Let's see. Let's see. I'll bring it up to kind of give a refresher to people about that, because that has been a while ago, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's been a while ago. But Luigi Mangione, because there's a Chuck Mangione who
Oh yeah.
also passed away a while ago. Good old Chuck Mangione. Luigi Mangione is the suspect accused of fatally shooting Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare, outside a
Gotcha.
Manhattan hotel, 2024. So it's about 2-ish years. So it's still quite a ways of time. Prosecutors allege Mangione acted as a lone wolf motivated by anti-capitalist views and opposition to the U.S. healthcare system, citing writings that describe the killing as targeting a uh, greedy bastard who had it coming. Which, let's be honest, I get that remark, but
But I mean,
it,
I don't condone what he did because I mean
yeah,
he still took a life away.
he's,
Like
yeah,
the
he
dude
still
had a
took a life.
family, he had kids. You know,
Yeah,
it's not the right way to do it, but
you
again,
understand the
I'm
reason
not
why.
surprised.
Yeah, you sort of understand the why. And many
Yeah,
people, you saw that too, like after it happened, many people were like celebrating the fact,
right. I would
because
never have like even like kind of like Charlie Kirk. I I didn't really know him that well when he
mm,
got shot, and
mm,
I I was I'm more of right leaning than left, and but hearing people cheering the fact that he died, that made me sick. You know,
yeah,
it's not right because he was still human. We're all
yeah,
human.
yeah. Dictators are different, but this is not a dictator. Although
Right.
someone could say differently. Mangione, a 2020 University of Pennsylvania graduate and former data engineer, all right, was arrested in Pennsylvania 5 days after the shooting. He is currently held at Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, facing both state and federal charges. While federal prosecutors initially sought the death penalty, a federal judge dismissed the capital charges in January 2026, leaving Mangione to face life imprisonment without parole if convicted on remaining state and federal murder counts. So basically, he's waiting to be convicted for life in imprisonment, which is going to be
Yeah.
interesting.
And one thing I did hear that when I guess they unlawfully obtained something along the lines of unlawfully obtaining his backpack at,
Mhm.
I guess, at the McDonald's he was at,
Yeah.
which had the gun in it, and I guess that's not admissible in court now because of how it was obtained, or
Yeah.
something like that. I'll have to look that up later, but yeah, I that's what I've heard recently about it. But
Well, we're here now. Me and Junie back. Ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba. Ba-da-ba-dee-boo. Pew, 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 pew. Ba-ba-ba-bow. All right, here we go. Like now, bring it back up on screen. All right. Judge Gregory Carroll ruled in May 2026 that while the initial search of Luigi Mangioni's backpack at an Altoona, Pennsylvania McDonald's was an unconstitutional warrantless search,
ah,
key evidence recovered later is admissible in his state murder trial. Admissible evidence:
oh, so
firearm and silencer.
okay, so they deemed that it was admissible. Oh, okay.
Pennsylvania was an unconstitutional warrantless search, so it was concluded that the search of it was warrantless, unconstitutional warrantless. But
Oh,
there is
okay.
some things that are admissible to his state murder trial: firearm and silencer, a 3D printed 9mm gun, and suppressor found in a compartment not opened during the initial McDonald's search are allowed as part of lawful inventory search at the police station. Notebook, a red notebook containing a manifesto and writings about the healthcare industry is admissible. Statements, spontaneous statements, and those related to routine booking were allowed, while custodial statements made before Miranda warnings were suppressed.
Uh,
Of course, the suppressed is items found during the initial improper search. So the search on him was improper. So
okay.
the cops did a bad search, and that's on them. Um, Loaded magazine, cell phone, passport, wallet, and computer chip were ruled inadmissible. The judge criticized Pennsylvania officers for lacking legal justification to open the bag while Mangione was already in custody and separated from the item.
Mm,
So so
gotcha.
basically so basically the cops done fudged up and didn't follow the rules, and so they lost some pretty good evidence.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you play dumb and you're responding on an emotional level, which is
Mm-hmm.
understandable. But yeah, it's just like I get it, right? There's this thing of how many of people feel about the healthcare system altogether and all this stuff. But like, if you go around celebrating the deaths of somebody just because you did not like the system itself, then you're going after the wrong target, and not in
Right.
like the way that happened, but sort of like, protesting and bringing to light some stuff and just like getting the word out there of these situations where, look, I'm not gonna be honest, not all hospital places are bad, but you do have the regarding of when money starts getting too deep into a place, that it starts changing the behavior of what a hospital is, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
every doctor and nurse is under the Hippocratic oath, right? And that's to give aid where need to and all that stuff. Do you do you still remember it?
Oh God, I know I can't remember it all, but I know one part. The main part is do no harm.
Mm.
So
Talk to a nurse to get the answer, and all I got was do no harm. I'll take it.
that
All right, I'll take
that
it.
sums it up.
Yeah. Chapter 1. I remember the time when I was asked to perform the Hippocratic Oath, and they said, "Is it Tuesday yet?" And unfortunately,
Right.
it was. But yeah, no, that's understandable. Like, yeah, it's like algebra. At a certain point after high school, you don't need some of that stuff because it's just not used in whatever you do, or it's so basic to the complexity of like what you're doing that it's like, meh, it's easy. Um,
Right. Speaking of algebra, I actually have to retake college algebra to get into
oh,
the to get back into the RN program because I got a D in it back in frickin' what 2009. So yeah, it's been a minute, and I'm gonna be doing lots of studying. So
And be like, hey, no, daddy's learning. Hey,
Right.
daddy's learning.
Right.
Daddy's learning math.
Dad, you're doing it wrong. You do it like this.
That's a kid. That doesn't make any sense. The numbers don't like when you're dealing with imaginary numbers, and you're like, what? What?
Right.
Isn't all numbers at this point imaginary?
Right.
But yeah, yeah. I wish you luck because me and
Yeah.
math were never friends.
Uh,
I like
me.
my basic math, so.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna need all the help I can get.
And then you're outside, like in your skivvies, just trying to dance, like doing a rain dance instead of a smart dance. It's like, come on, please. I just want to learn. I just want to learn. Let me retain
Or
this knowledge.
it reminds me of this well, it's this little kid with this book. He's looking at the book, he's scooping like air from the book and pushing it on his face, turns the
Mhm.
page, scoops, put it back on his face, like it's like he's trying to absorb it. I can't remember where I saw that at, but I thought that was funny.
That is hilarious. What, son? What are you doing? I'm trying to learn. I'm
Right.
trying to learn. So, that's not how you learn, son. That is not how
That's not
you
how
learn.
this works.
Bobby said he did it. He got an A plus. Bobby's not you. All right.
Right.
Get an A plus and we'll talk.
Oh man. Yeah, speaking of A's, I was talking to my kids earlier
uh,
today, telling them, reminding them, it's like, hey, remember if you get straight A's, I promise them I give them $25 if they got straight A's with every 9 weeks, like when the grades are submitted.
uh,
And they're in middle school right now, so and I told them I'll upgrade that to $50 every 9 weeks for straight A's in high
mm,
school, and they're
mm,
like, oh man. So last year, two out of the three actually got straight A's in the last 9 weeks. So I was like, "Yep,
mm.
okay." I let them pick something on Amazon or took them shopping at the mall. So that was we had
Nice.
fun.
Nice. It's good, good parenting moment. Although trying to use, because when they get to the real world, it's not going to be exactly like
Right.
that.
No one's gonna
but,
reward you
I,
for doing
but
good.
boss, I did a good job. I did all the work. Thank you,
Right.
Johnson. And then that's it.
Right. Yep.
Yeah,
You get you
that's
get a gold star or a pizza party.
oh god, not even then at that at times because sometimes they'll forget. It's like, oh, there was supposed to be a pizza party. Yeah, we did the thing you asked. Oh, I'll just do it next time.
Right. Right. Yeah,
Does
I'll
anyone
get
know
on
how to
that.
communicate? Yeah. Does anyone here know how to communicate? Like, do we just have dumb people? That's why the Peter Principle exists because someone's promoted.
Yeah.
It's not a fun thing. But yeah, I don't I am astounded that other places, like I don't remember if you remember this, but like the whole Canada thing, right? Where the stories come out of that was, if you were sick or whatever, like to some people, they would recommend the maid thing, and I'm like it was a story about like a veteran in Canada, and I guess they had told him like, oh, maybe you should use the maid thing because he was getting to a point or whatever. I'm like, who the fudge says that in the first go? Like that would be like the most last resort if you can't like that. That'd be like someone who has like stage 4 cancer, and it's just
Oh
like
my gosh.
I'd rather go to sleep and just
Right.
just put me
Yeah.
to sleep.
Oh man. Yeah.
Mm,
Like I get I mean speaking about suicide
yeah,
or like I get how some people kind of like cancer patients like they don't want to deal with the daily nausea or pain or whatever the
yeah.
suffering. I
Oh,
I I kind of understand how they would want to just kind of go out on their own terms.
yeah,
Um, I'm not a I believe in God. I'm not a hardcore Christian,
yeah,
but I feel it's just it's like one of those things where it's like I feel that God or the higher power they would understand. I feel
mm.
in that situation.
There's a point of there's a point of like in those exceptions there is that point of pain where people just can't, and they but again you do have people too who just want a easy exit because they just can't handle the world, and you're not asked to
Right.
handle the world, you just handle yourself is
Right.
the basic
Right.
of it. But getting past that point, I don't need to be in that dark space anymore.
Right.
It is the top of the hour, and so what happens is I set aside some time for me and my guests to promote our stuff, whatever it may be, whether they're creator or not, it doesn't matter. So I do have some of your things here. I just split it up, but if
Oh
you want
yeah.
to promote your stuff your way, good sir, the floor is yours.
Okay. Well, I mean, I wouldn't really. I guess I would call myself a content creator because I back 5 6 years ago I started making my little clips from when I'm playing my games, like when I'm playing Call of Duty or Fortnite or Rocket
Mm,
League. Most of my clips are Call of Duty, but I would um, I would just clip my favorite things, what I do on the game, or if I have like a best play or something. I don't know if you ever played Call of Duty, but um,
mm.
and then I use that app called InShot,
Oh yeah,
and
I've heard of that.
I edit it through that on my phone, and then I I add some funny content to it, like some memes or movie quotes or whatever. So I always like to make people laugh. So it's like a hobby for me, and so I mean that's I have I have hundreds of videos on X and on I think on TikTok, but and then I've started putting them on Pickax, of course,
Mm,
with the shorts, and they're usually not more than a minute long because
yeah,
a lot of people's attention span isn't very long, um,
yeah.
and it's they're just fun little snippet things I like to do for fun.
Hmm.
But that's pretty much all I got. So
No, and that's, I mean, yeah, and again, his links are right there down below. They'll be in the description as well. More on the Rumble and YouTube side because they're the places I stream to, but they're very ephemeral, meaning that they'll disappear after a while.
mm,
So you'll find a more permanence on either Rumble or YouTube. So if you want to see where this man is on any of the places that are here, it's best to go down there and look, because I'll tell you what, having direct links is nice because I think it's just quicker. It's
yeah.
just quicker to go to the place through a link than it is try like, where is this the bearded nurse guy, and then get like 2,000 queries of just like, who's this lady called the bearded nurse? I don't know what's going on.
Right. Yeah, and I try to stick the same name on pretty much all the socials. I think the only one that's different is my Twitch, which I've rarely been on, honestly, because I would stream from my PlayStation, like
Hmm.
directly from it, but I wouldn't have like a camera or anything. I'd have my mic on it, but um, yeah, I mean that one I can't remember. I think it's something along the lines of bearded nurse, but yeah.
If you see a bearded man talking about hospital stuff, you know it's him.
Right.
But again, it's down below in the description. So if you want to know where else he's at, there you go. And of course, for my end of things, whether you're on the Rumble side, YouTube side, or any of the places I stream to, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, sharing the content, leaving a comment or follow, anything that helps with the engagement factor is much appreciated, because now it's helping being seen more, like majority of content creators want to be. All right, let's be honest about that. Okay, I
Oh
know
yeah.
some of you out there. It also helps in having other people on, like the bearded nurse, like Fatal, like Alaska Jeff. Again, over 365 various guests, creator or not. It does not matter to me. It just matters if you're willing to say yes. And a lot of people have said yes. So there you go for that. But if you want to know where else I'm at, because it's just so much easier, you can go to this link right here. Of course, shout out to Tommy for making streamers. Anyone
Mm,
can use it. All your links in one place. I like having that. It's like Linktree in that regard, but
yeah.
there's so much more that he's building with streamers.
Mm,
And you can go there, you'll see all my stuff. Rumble, YouTube, Blaze, all that sort of stuff is right there. So uh, make sure you give it a look because it helps in having to know where to go. So there's that. And of course, there are a few things that I promote before we get back to it for a little bit. Um, is of course Proton VPN. Now I use Proton. It's many different facets. I've promoted Proton Drive, Proton Pass, Proton Mail, all that sort of stuff because I believe what they do, and they're a very privacy-oriented company, meaning they believe in privacy as a human right. So if you want to know more about Proton VPN, which I'm using right now while we are streaming, because I can and it works. So, but if you want to check it out for yourself, there's a link right there. Free account, paid account, doesn't matter to me. What matters is that I'm putting this tool in your hands that I know and use on a daily basis and I trust to help for your benefit. It's basically for your benefit. That's all I care about. That it's for your benefit. And if you don't use it, hey, that's fine. All right. You know what? The link will be there in case you change your mind. But at the end of the day, it's all for you because I believe in the benefits they offer. And why wouldn't you want to give that a try? So there's that. And of course, the last thing I promote before we get back to it is, of course, Biltong USA. That's right. Good old Biltong USA. I've actually had the owner on of the company. His name is Anton. Him and his wife run the business in Sunset, Texas. So if you live close there or in Texas in general, well, it would be amiss not to stop. Would be amiss to stop by and go in and try some of their hot food. They have all sorts of stuff, sweets and treats from the UK. They have jams. They have toiletry. All right, they have toiletries on their list of things. So I consider it worth working out. And if you decide to go the online thing, you can use code Dara to save yourself some 10% off. Because who doesn't love to save a little money? We've been talking about the hospital stuff, and believe you and me, yes, we would like to save a little money. So there you go for that.
Exactly.
But that is for that. Let's see. But no, it's just one of those things where uh, having those direct links and then yeah, because I think, oh yeah, your X is the same. Okay, I thought it was different. Because I was looking at your like I think you're at oops I think you're at and then your was it your link to are different on Twitter X or I thought they
Oh,
would
I'm
look
not.
different.
Hmm. Well, it's the same username. Yeah, on X as Rumble and Pickaxe. So
Mm,
I was actually
see,
looking up that streamers thing. I think I'm gonna use that actually. It
yeah,
looks nice.
for
I was looking at
ease.
your
I now
page. It looks nice.
thanks, I appreciate it, and that's from coming from someone who's basic. But they do have paid tiers as well, but there's going to be more stuff added too. Like he just created. He's created his own Discord killer, as he calls it, called Dojo. So if you're a
Oh,
Discord
okay,
person,
okay.
yeah, you
I
can
mean,
you there.
I've
There's a link.
dabbled with Discord. I mean, not
Same.
yeah.
It's not my cup of tea, to be honest, because I don't use it. Most of my communication is through X, but I do like leaving that door open just in case somebody needs to come through and use it.
Right.
So there's that. But yeah, it's definitely worth looking into. And again, he has more stuff coming. I think another one of the items he's working on now is called panels, which is sort of I don't know if it'll be better or less than. I know he's trying to make like something similar to EV Mux, so it might be, but we'll see what comes of it.
Okay.
Because if it works better than Rumble Studio, I'm going to use it. Because I'd rather and there might play into the tiered thing, so there's that. But like the tiers he have are not that expensive, and it helps go supporting because he's making a business out of it, and it goes to help support him because Tomby is a tech wizard, and that shouldn't be overlooked.
Oh,
But yeah, so definitely worth checking out and all that stuff because it's a lot,
yeah.
definitely a lot, and like. There's stuff like you can do like event setting up for events, um, affiliations, everything like that. It's just insane the amount of customization you can do with it if you are that kind of person. Not me. I'm pretty basic, but that's just me.
I am too, and it's like um I've got so many clips that I haven't used. Like the clips that I've been posting recently, they're from almost a year ago that I've saved. It's like when I play, I clip them and save them, and I've probably got a couple thousand clips I haven't used in over the last year. So I definitely need to try to pump them out faster, so to try to make more space on my phone. So
Yeah, well, I've been doing that as well. Where it's not, it's more like I forget and I just like meh, I'm not gonna upload a short. It's one of those things because I I posted onto I don't post it on the shorts, but I post the links to like to Rumble or YouTube. Um, I do TikTok. I post them on TikTok as well, but that's all I use TikTok for is just posting my shorts.
yeah,
But beyond that scope, it's really just like um, just posting in those places for because I want the people to get seen, right? The people I have on, I want them to get seen
right,
because they're a part of it and all that stuff. Um, and all the stuff that comes included like within the conversation and whatnot because at the end of the day I do this, I have purpose with this, just getting to chat with people about whatever. And yeah, you know, I found the thing I want to do. It doesn't pay a whole lot, but I have a full-time job for that.
right.
But yeah.
But
What do you
I do love what you're doing here. You know,
Oh, thanks.
just to chat, and I love this. I'm definitely going to come back. So
Oh, we got. I'm not cutting it off now. This is not like you're at the bars like, hey,
oh no no
closing
I know
time.
I'm just staying. I'm just stating
Cl-
that yeah I'm definitely going to come back to do this
yeah,
again. So
it's not like oh no, it's called last call. Sorry, when the bartender calls.
yeah.
Last call, last call. You
Mhm.
said last call 20 minutes ago. I do have
Right.
another.
Oh God, flashbacks of my drinking days.
When I said a white Russian, he said how strong, and I said what? Oh, I mean,
Oh
I
yeah.
said I know a guy called Jack Denny who said, "Really? Is it with the bourbon? Is it the honey? Which one is
Right.
it?"
Yeah, back in the day, I'd go downtown on Thursday nights. Thirsty Thursdays, you get like 3 for 1s at God. What was that bar? It was like Doc Howard's downtown Wichita.
Yeah,
It's not there anymore,
mm,
but
right.
back in the day, Thirsty Thursdays get 3 for 1s. Man, those were some good times.
And then you're just like, that deal's so good. I'm gonna take a little bit more.
Right.
No, it's I'm not a drinker myself. I was offered, so when I turned 21, someone had offered me like wine to have, but I'm like, I'm not interested because alcohol to me smells like horse piss. I'm sorry, like even it's just what it is. Like even wine has that sort of thing. So it's just.
It's an
Ugh,
acquired taste.
it's an acquired taste,
Yeah.
a real acquired taste. Although I do have to give, because I didn't know this before, but I do have to give credit to like the people who do make like non-alcoholic beers, which I'm like, how do you make a beer non-alcoholic? Isn't that just like a root beer at that point? Like,
Right, right.
give me
No,
some
like
of that sassafras.
I definitely don't drink like I used to because like
Mm,
after I hit 30, it's like the hangovers were a lot easier to have. So, but I may crack a beer once twice a week
mm,
nowadays. But I do like craft beers where like they're
mm,
special flavors and then different ingredients. Like one of my favorites is like the porters and the stouts, those the darker
nice.
beers. I'll have one, maybe two of those, but that's that's it. But
Mm,
I really drink those for the flavor because to me they taste good. And a local brewery that went out of business, but then another brewery bought its recipe. Uh,
mm.
it's called Buffalo Sweat, and it was from
Ooh,
Tallgrass Brewing. And it sounds weird, but
mm,
it was an oatmeal stout,
interesting.
and that man that was always smooth. It tastes really good. That's one of my favorite.
Next time on with Bearded and Beers.
Beer and beards.
A bearded beers. But yeah, it was just a thing to me that's been for quite some time, and like I can't get past that. It's like coffee. I'm not a fan of coffee just by the smell alone. Like it smells like something off, and all that stuff. But like hot chocolate, sorry kids, that's mine. Um, why do you say
Oh
that?
man, yeah, and I got hooked on coffee too, and of course I'm kind of one of those where I like to have a little coffee with my creamer. Like I'll put a lot of creamer on. My favorite's hazelnut. I'll use some French vanilla sometimes, mix in my coffee, and I usually get the basic classic Folgers
Mm,
coffee. Or if I'm really broke, get the Walmart brand, you know. But I definitely want to try Jeff Dornick's supermassive black coffee that he keeps promoting. I'm definitely gonna buy a bag and try that out
it's so good you fall into a black hole and never see
though.
it.
Right.
Where did that bearded guy go? Heck if I know. But
Right.
here's this classic bag of supermassive black hole.
Right.
It tastes so good, your body will just have an out of world experience. Ooh.
Right.
And
Oh
whenever
man.
someone's done that with coffee, it's like this bag right here is like a small child telling you the world around you in its way, and then you simply take a scoop up and says, it could be better.
Oh no. Oh man.
You're gonna get canceled real quick with that one.
Right. Oh man.
What did he say? What did he say about my Johnny? Um, but no, it is what it is. But no, I think that's pretty good when you can get past that, because it's always a weird thing. Because I worked at a place once where they had like the double, the Alcoholic Anonymous come in, right? You know, talking about their dealing with alcohol and whatnot. The weird thing though is that these people, when they would come in, it seemed like they traded one bad habit for another, because some big chunk of them would be smoking. So
Hmm.
it's just like, oh, hold on a second here. You want to get away from drinking, but now you switch to smoking.
Right. And man,
Mm,
and seeing, well, going back to the my old drinking days before they had banned indoor smoking, like you'd see
mm,
everybody smoking and drinking at the same time. It's like then you can when they banned it locally in the
mm,
state, it was like they had to set up all these patios on the outside of the bars. So
mm.
you'd see a lot of people like taking their drinks out to go smoke outside and come back. It's like I'm glad I did not have that habit.
Yeah,
Because smoking is expensive.
yeah. It gets expensive every day. Gets expensive
Hmm.
every day. And I mean, for some people, I get it. Like I know some of them do like those. Well, and then you got vaping too, right? Like vaping's become sort of this prominent feature as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I seen when that first came out, I was like, "That's." They were promoting it like it's so much healthier than smoking, and it's like, do you even know what's in it? Like I knew there was going to be issues with it. I didn't touch that stuff either. And
Yeah.
um, you see people with after using it for so long have like they call it popcorn lung, where like
Oh.
the inside of their lungs, it's like the alveoli they expand to help pull in oxygen, and they're
Mm,
hardening. So it's
mm,
not so it's harder to get the oxygen in, and it's like yeah, that's I'm glad I didn't do that.
but it does smell good. I
But,
love.
right, especially different flavors. Like you
Yeah.
walk by somebody doing it, and it's like I smell grape.
Is this blueberry pie? Is this Violet? Is
Right,
that
someone baking cookies and didn't tell me.
you? Cookies and cream? Really? Where is that
Right.
coming from? Oh my goodness. Yeah. But no, it's definitely one of those things to be wary of, because I think everything has its pros and cons.
Yeah.
But but smoking and vaping and all this stuff is like, you want to do it, fine, but don't expect everyone else to fall in line with what you want to
Oh,
do.
right.
So, and there's some people that are like that, unfortunately. Um, but at the end of the day, though, because we were talking about that, I remember when back in the day you go to a restaurant and smoking was included.
Oh my gosh, yeah. There's smoking section, non-smoking
Oh,
section. It's the smoke goes everywhere, so it's like,
oh yeah. Hmm. But once that got done with, right? Because then you couldn't smoke inside a building anymore.
right.
It was like people like, I ain't going back. I ain't going back to that. It smells a lot healthier in here.
Hmm. Yeah. I think the only places that they allowed smoking indoors was businesses who had 70% profit, or 70% of their sales was smoking or smoking related products, or state
Yeah.
owned casinos.
Oh,
Yeah, they still allow smoking in state owned casinos unless they have a
interesting.
they have a. I know there's some casinos around here. There's one that has a designated smoking or non smoking section, and it's actually a whole another room divided up. And
Mm,
it actually is a lot better when I go there. But then they have I don't know if you've heard of Gillies, and they've got multiple locations probably, but they built a Gillies casino here in Wichita, and it's totally non-smoking.
wow,
Yeah,
that's crazy. But I mean, it has become that thing where after a while people are so used to, like, yeah, I'll be fine, and then people want to smoke, just go outside like near the door or whatever, and be done
right.
with it. And
Yep.
I think at a certain point, um, people are going to be like, well, used to be able to do this, now it's gone, and all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, but sometimes those things don't need to be around. They don't need to stay.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I think it's best for many, but not for all. And so there's that too. But like I said, it's just you can only do so much. You can only do so
Right.
much.
I
Um,
mean, there are some people who can smoke a pack a day their whole life and live to be 90 and never have lung cancer.
yeah.
But then there's somebody who never smoked in their life and still get cancer. So it's like smoking or even secondhand smoking like can affect people, but it's like it depends. It always depends on the person if it affects them or
Mm.
not. Because you just never know. So, but why chance it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess a great example would be Christopher Reeve's wife. Never smoked in her life, and yet she had lung cancer.
Yep.
So crazy, crazy stuff. This world is too crazy. But we're here anyway, so why not? Why not enjoy it?
Right.
Um, but anyway, we're gonna come to that point because one, I gotta get up in the morning, and two, uh, I do try and accommodate for my guests and all this stuff. I think the latest one, not like the newest one, but the latest one that I think I did late was like 12 a.m. till there's
Oh.
like a weekend thing. I was like, I'm not doing that again. Uh, because I can't, and I don't have to set up for tomorrow's stream, which is a good thing, but I still need to get to bed because I do have work in the morning. So, but hopefully, well, that's another thing too. Before we go, is like you are also doing was it Dine and no, not Dine and Dash. What is it? Dine and Go. What is
Oh,
the
DoorDash.
DoorDash? That's right.
Yeah, yeah. I do that on the side. I haven't done it as much lately, but no, there's some Fridays and Saturdays where I would go out on my weekend off because I alternate weekends when I work. Um,
Yeah,
on my weekends off, sometimes I have my kids ride with me. Of course, they're older, so they're not little, and I have
yeah.
them help me do the deliveries and pay them in snacks. So,
There you go.
but it's fun. It's like I definitely enjoy it.
Mhm.
I'll go. Gosh, like I live kind of near a whole bunch of different restaurants, so I'm not that far. But then I'm
Nice.
taking them all the way across town, And it's like
Mm,
I don't always get good tips, but sometimes it's always hit and miss. But
yeah.
it's usually worth it. So especially on a
Yeah.
Friday or Saturday night. So
Oh yeah. Weekends are usually your best bet because people aren't, you know, they're not busy with the other stuff. They're busy with partying and whatnot.
right.
Um, if they do party, if not, that's okay too. I don't discriminate. But yeah, no, that's interesting. I used to do pizza delivery for a little while, and then I did what was it? I did Lyft for
Oh
a period of time, and I'm like, no, no. It was a certain point where like I was wearing out my car more than anything else.
yeah, I will say I really got into DoorDash when I was off for work for those 3 months from my back surgery.
Mm,
I had a 25 pound lifting restriction, but I was good like moving around and stuff. I didn't, and it was like 4 weeks after my surgery. I wasn't even taking pain medicine every day. It was a lot more manageable. So
yeah.
being when I hit that 6 week mark, it was like I was hoping I would go back. Maybe I would answer phone calls or something at the desk. They're like, no,
Mm,
we can't accommodate you, so you got to wait another basically 6 weeks. So that's when I really started hitting DoorDash because that short term the short term disability pay was only 80% of my normal pay,
jeez.
and I still have child support to pay on top of all my bills. So
Mm,
yeah, I was hitting DoorDash full time, and in 1 week I worked 60 hours, and I made like $1,200 in that week. It was a
wow.
good week. Yeah,
That is insane. But it shows you. But I mean, so people still have to remember, like you still have to count your taxes and stuff with that
uh,
stuff. So make sure you keep a record.
oh yeah,
Uh,
oh yeah, and I counted. Well, I do my taxes where it's like a business thing where I put in the miles, how much I drive, and all that, and it takes an accommodation for that, so I get tax write off for that too. And
nice.
but within that 2 months or so, I was really driving hard.
Mm,
I drove over 3,000 miles, and I had to do another oil change. When I normally I
mm,
would do it every 6 months, I did it in two. So
wow,
yeah,
that
it
is
definitely put some
crazy.
miles on the car.
Yes, it does. And yeah, and I was just like, but it was Lyft was doing delivery for pizza. Like, yeah, at a certain point, like the cat the whatever the pay for it wasn't worth its weight because it would just be like you'd make more money. What was it? You could make more money in store, like for pizza, right? You could make
Oh
more
yeah,
money in store than in delivery driving because they'd switch between the two, like a minimum wage and then some other amount. I don't want to try to recreate. Unsure of it, but yeah, definitely was an interesting time when it happened,
yeah,
and I don't think I want to do it again.
yeah.
Daddy's done trying to deliver tonight. Go back to bed.
Right.
Um, but anyway, like I said, we're gonna start winding up because I do need to get going. Unfortunately,
Yeah, totally understand. This is my
but yeah,
normal waking hours since I work nights. So
he's a vampire confirmed.
right,
But I want to suck your blood and make you take your meds.
right.
You are O positive. That is very good. I'm actually O negative, so that means I'm a universal donor, but only
Oh,
if they have
nice.
negative. I'm universal. So that's the thing. How it's explained to me. It's like I'm a universal donor, but I can only donate if they have a negative at the end.
Right.
At least that's what I was told of. I'm not sure if I'm correct or not, but I'm not looking that information up. I'll look that up later. I'll look that up
Yeah.
later. Um,
Well, I
but
know I'm
anyway,
A positive, so that's my blood type.
well, you're always
So.
positive, but that's a different story. But anyway, quickly going through the links. Of course, there are his links. If you want to promote your stuff your way, Bearded, the floor is yours.
Yep. Well, like I said earlier, uh, my content's basically funny Call of Duty clips, throw in some memes, might try to make you laugh. I've got hundreds of them, probably close to 1,000 overall. Most of them are on
Mm-hmm.
X. A lot of them are um, on my TikTok. and I started putting them on Pickax now too. So um, I don't have any product or anything. I've thought about starting like a product line, like just get some bearded nurse mugs or something. I've thought of that, but I might do that later. Um,
Yeah.
and then I've also recently been thinking about trying to get a good setup with a computer and good camera and mic, and try to start my own kind of podcast. I'm
Mm.
really into. I didn't get to mention this earlier. I'm really into conspiracy theories,
Oh.
and I'd really like to start doing segments about different things, like like who really did 9/11, or I don't know if you ever heard of the Tartaria theory, where with like old world buildings being repurposed and saying that we built them, but they were actually built by like a previous civilization of giants, kind of deal.
Mm.
It's interesting. I've been reading that up last year or two. But yeah,
Mm.
I've posted articles, one or two, about Tartaria. I think one on Pickaxe, I believe, or some on X as well. But
Nice.
yep, that's stuff coming along for me. So
Oh, don't more excitement, more excitement. The man is trying to make his own podcast, and he's gonna talk about space aliens and why that rock looks weird or something like
right.
that. But anyway, it's gonna be interesting. But anyway, the links for his stuff are down below in the description if you want to know where he's at, because it helps to find him quickly through that sort of stuff. And again, I posted the other places too, but they're very ephemeral, so it's just for the moment, unfortunately. But you can go to YouTube or Rumble and find him permanently there. So thank you so much for that. Of course, from my end of things, whether you're here, YouTube, VP Zone, whatever it may be. If you wouldn't mind leaving a like, sharing the content, leaving a comment or follow, anything that helps with the engagement factor is much appreciated. And also, it helps with being seen. Not with just the being seen more, but it also helps with having other people on, like the bearded dad, nurse dad, by the way, BN BND BND
BND.
BND. There we go. Almost sounds like BNB, but that's not right. BND, um, Alaska Man Jeff. I've had a fatal from yesterday. Like, I've had on over so many people. Again, over 365 various guests, and that ladder is still climbing. I had to think of a clever little quip.
Yeah.
But yeah, that helped. The engagement factor helps with that, and of course, you want to know what else I'm at? Link right there. All my stuff is in there, in case you get lost and like, where do I go? Where do I go? It's like the link's right there. Just go to it. And then, of course, quickly, Proton VPN, promoting Proton, its many facets. I'm using Proton VPN right now. Give it a look. Links right there. Free plan, free account, paid account, doesn't matter to me. It's all about your benefit, not mine. So keep a look into it. And of course, Biltong USA. Had Biltong. Look, my wallet does not agree with me, but I love Biltong. And so I can't get anything anymore for quite some time. But I have had on the gentleman, name is Anton. Him and his wife run that business in Sunset, Texas. So it's truly incredible and getting to chat with him and all that stuff. But like, I'm starting to get hungry, so I need to end it. But anyway, you can use the link right there, and of course, code Dara will save you 10% off. So thank you so much for that. Of course, tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, I will be on Tomby's Chinwag show. So that means there's less for me to have to worry about. But what we'll talk about then, I have no idea. So stay tuned for that. Once the links become available, I will repost them so people can find them easily. But when they post them, I have no idea, because I post all my stuff the day before. Sometimes people post it a few hours before. I'm just like, just get it done. Just get it done. But that's just me. So, but again, that is tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Of course, the last thing I do with my guests before we ride off in that glorious sunset together is something I do called Questions from a Hat. But I have from Rumble, put some questions inside it, and what happens is that you, my guests, get 2 freebie questions. However, if the chat would like, they can give a Rumble rant doesn't matter the amount, and that will keep you here longer. So that's up to them. But for right now, we're gonna stick with the 2. So let's see. All right. Feeling with my fingers. That's all paper at the end of the day. All right, here we go. Question number 1, right there. Here we go. Question is, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say to you at the pearly gates?
I'm a funny guy, so I'd like to hear him say, "That'll do, pig."
And you're like, why did you want me to say it too?
Right.
I just thought it would be funny.
Right.
You have a weird, twisted sense of humor, good man.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Last question right here. If aliens landed and demanded one person to represent Earth, who would you nominate?
Oh, who would I? Man, that's a tough one. Shoot, I don't know. Man, I would say.
Just say yourself. Just say yourself.
I get too nervous. No, not me. Nah. Yeah, probably myself.
He's like, aliens, aliens, I come here in peace. This guy's crazy.
Right.
But no, that's understandable. Like, there can be so many choices, and you're like, which one? You're just, you never know. But yeah, so that's the end of that. Of course, thank you all so much for coming. Thank you to the chat for being here, for being part of tonight's DaraChat. Much appreciated, and I look forward to having you in chat again. Of course, big shout out to the man himself, the man who puts male back in male nurse.
Call me the Merce.
The Merce. Well, that just doesn't work. But anyway, of course, Bearded, my man, thank you so much for giving me your time and coming on. It has been an honor. And of course, like I told my guests, you're always welcome to come back, because there's always more to talk about. And believe you me,
yes.
When there's always more to talk about, that's when you know you have to break it up into chunks. Because I'm not gonna be able to sit here for 5 hours. So,
Right.
But anyway, again, tomorrow 3:30 p.m. Eastern with Tomby's Chinwag. I'll be on there. And of course, big shout out to the chat, and of course to the man himself with the beard so luscious it makes almost any woman scream. But for joy. Let's not go the other opposite end. But anyway, how I end the show, of course, is with a music video like I did earlier with that one that was called Living Island by Pogo. This one is something I use Suno to make. It's a song, but it's based upon my words. So this one, if I have to find it, there we go. This one is called A Moment to a Lifetime. So again, guys, see you all tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Eastern with Tomby's channel with his Chinwag show. Should be interesting. Always enjoy getting to go on there and chatting with them. So, but again, guys, thank you all so much. Have a great rest of your night, and I will see you tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Give me a moment, and I will make a lifetime. Give me a lifetime, and I will make something beyond recognition. Beyond recognition is a desire, a flame born of dreams forward. Yet dreams do not push beyond their scope. A recognition held back by reality. But reality's a dream come true, to come true and be reality. So what do you wish? What is your desired reality? In truth, maybe not much. In truth, maybe it is. Only you can weave the dreams of wanting reality to form, and then, only then, will you create it. Give me a moment, just a single spark. Watch it catch and carry through the dark. Beyond what you can see, beyond what you can name. Every dream you're holding is a quiet flame. The world will tell you wait, the world will tell you no, but the river moves for those who let it flow. 'Cause reality is a dreaming way to come true, to come true and be reality.